Are you ready? This is part one. Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson. I have my hand over the light because I'm very greasy. Okay, that's it. That's all you get. Where does one even begin? Let's start with Robert Pattinson. Okay, when was the first time you saw Robert Pattinson? For me, it was in a dream. Just kidding. It was in Harry Potter. I feel like if you're not into like English theater, then the first time you saw Robert Pattinson was in The Goblet of Fire, right? He was 18. The first time I saw Kristen Stewart was when she was like 10 or 11 in Panic Room with Jodie Foster and Jared Leto's hair. Do you remember his hair? A protective hairstyle for Jared. Anyway, as you know, unless you live under a stupid rock, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson were both cast in a small indie movie called Twilight. I did not know that 50 Shades of Grey is a Twilight if there were no vampires involved. Anyway, so Kristen Stewart is Bella and Robert Pattinson is Edward. In the fall, I think like October, November 2008, Vanity Fair does these editorial pics of the cast. Oh, we're jumping. We do the squishy face, yes. Robert is chair. First accurate. Anyway, these photos spark romance rumors because people are like, there's a lot of chemistry. That's a lot of chemistry in these pics. Not anyone could be a chair for Kristen. Then the movie awards for MTV happen in like May 2009, and they win Best Kiss. They don't really kiss to like tease it. I can't even look at the video. It's so awkward and awful, and I don't know why they both in that clip look like mouth breathers. You know what I'm talking about? Like the kid that always gets punched by Helga Pataki because he's like that. I don't. It gives me mouth breather energy. They go to like a Kings of Leon concert and they're seen getting very, very close. Here too, I have to say, like a lot of people were like talking about how she's not pretty. Kristen Stewart is gorgeous. Like I don't know, you can talk all you want about somebody's acting, you know, but I think she's so freaking pretty. Could I have played a better Bella? Don't ask questions you already know the answer to. I don't know if I could be mysterious though. I would be Anna Kendrick. Is who I'd be. Don't say it, I already know. Oh, that hurt. You're agreeing with me. I feel it. It hurt. Back to the story. Then fall of that year, she talks to Entertainment Weekly, and she kind of admits that she's dating Robert. I mean, okay, we'll get into the next part. Part 2, I'm using the freeze tag photo because it kills me. Okay, so, part 2. This is Marge, okay? She loves Twilight. So part 2, Entertainment Weekly, right? So, girl. Sorry, Kids Bop sent me a Tamagotchi, and I asked Jason, please do not hatch the freaking Tamagotchi because I cannot handle having 2 children right now. Having my one baby girl is enough. But he hatched it and left for work. So I've been feeding this Tamagotchi all day and not paying attention to my baby angel. So in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Kristen Stewart is asked about her relationship or if she's dating Robert Pattinson. Personally, I like to call him Bobby P. When asked, she goes, I probably would have already talked about it if people didn't make such a big deal about it. But I'm not going to answer that question and give the fiending an answer. Cruel, because we were in fact fiending. She continues, I know that people are really funny about it. And people are like, well, you chose this life. You chose to be an actor, so why don't you just give your whole fucking life away, you know? It's like people want to have your firstborn child or whatever. I don't want your firstborn child. I want your business, ma'am. So that alone is pretty much a confirmation of her saying, no, I don't want to tell you that I am dating Bobby P. April 2011 rolls around and Robert Pattinson is in Water for Elephants. I love that movie. Kristen goes to the premiere and they are seen almost kissing. Pretty much kissing, dude. Come on. The pucker's there. What are they going to do? Talk to each other like this? Let me blow in your mouth. No, they're doing smooches, dude. One of them, I can't remember if it's Kristen or Robert, tells GQ later on that year when asked about the relationship. They're like, come on, guys, it's so obvious. Then say it. Say it with your mouth. Even if it's like this. Yes, I just want to know. I knew in my heart, though, because I'm not as stupid. May 2012 comes around, okay? And they go to Cannes. They go to Cannes. Let me just tire. They go to Cannes to the premiere of Robert Pattinson's movie, and she like gushes over him to journalists, right? She says something funny though. She's like, he's so good in it. I don't even know how he did it. And she goes, I don't even understand it. And she's like, it's so good and it's so cool. I'm so proud of him, you know? Okay, I just Googled it. It's Cosmopolis, whatever. But it's starring Paul Giamatti, so it should be good. I love my Paul. See you in part 3. All right, part 3. It must be said that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson absolutely hated doing Twilight. They very much positioned themselves in kind of like, I'm way cooler than this. But the phenomenon that is Twilight is so insane. I haven't seen a fandom like that in a long fucking time. When the Panna Cotta started in March 2020, my fiance and I sat down to watch Twilight, and I was like, you're going to freaking love it, and you're going to hate that you love it so much. You're going to want to sleep with a window open so a vampire can bite you, so you can be vampire. And he was like, no. In the movie where that battle scene happens, I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't watched it. I mean, I don't know. That battle scene, Jason stood up and started screaming, and he started live tweeting the movie. Yes. So while it was a huge phenomenon and everybody loved it, loved to hate it, hated to love it, whatever, they very much were very vocal about how they fucking hated it. That they were just like contractually obligated, right? So even if you weren't a big fan of Twilight, knowing that these two were touching peepees was thrilling enough. My forehead vein in this video. Jesus. Well, the blood is pumping. So they start living together. They shacked up. We still think Kristen Stewart is straight. What a time, right? July 2012 comes around. This is going to hurt. I'm kind of speeding through things because I really want to get to this point. July 2012 comes around, and apparently Robert is like annoyed that some outlet was like reported that he was married, and that his mom called him and assumed he was married, you know? Later that month, Kristen Stewart supposedly tells Robert she's going to go to her routine gym session. She did not go to the gym. What she did is she cheated. What she did is that she cheated on Robert Pattinson out in the open. I think she wanted to get caught. We're going to dive into the cheating breakdown in the next part, and I'll see you there. Jason, are you team K Stew or Bobby P?
I'm team Tefi.
Okay. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. Part 4. So where did we leave off? Yes, Kristen Stewart is cheating. She's seen cheating in Robert Pattinson's baseball cap. My Tamagotchi. 1 second. She is with the director of a movie that she's in called Snow White and the Huntsman, which I will say is excellent. But we don't know that yet. We don't know. We don't know that she has cheated. July 19th. Bobby and Kristen go to their regular hangout spot, Hotel Cafe or something. They go to watch some live music because they're cool. They're not a regular couple. They're a cool couple. I also want to say she's an Aries and he's a Taurus. So what did they think was going to happen? But people say that they left looking very, very loving and into each other and like a normal couple. July 22nd, I want to say, July 22nd, 2012, I turned 22. July 22nd, the Teen Choice Awards happen, and they win one of those obnoxious like surfboards that I would not be opposed to winning one day, just in case the Teen Choice Awards gods are listening. I wouldn't mind. July 23rd, publicists and Hollywood, people in Hollywood start getting news that Us Weekly, formerly known as US Weekly, if you've watched my other series, is about to run a very explosive story about one of them cheating, and people think it's Rob. Because, of course, you know. Then people start hearing, oh my God, it's Kristen. July 24th, the pics drop. Okay? Dudes, time stood still. Time stood still. Is it Us Weekly? Whatever. It was Us Weekly to us, okay? In our world. When I saw these pictures, I just cannot believe that she was surprised, because if you look over here, that's eye contact. I can't believe that she went to go watch live music afterwards. But this picture right here really kills me, because for why? Big guns. Okay. The guy she's seen smooching and touches her bubby in one of them, if I remember correctly, which I thought was crazy. Second base? On a hiking trail? Out in the open? Anyway, it was Rupert Sanders, who is the director of Snow White and the Huntsman. Hello, welcome. I love it. Part 5. Isn't this photo like heartbreaking? Look at them. That is love. Love, never knew what I was missing. The director was married. Apparently, she was in the room when Rupert Sanders' publicist called to let him know that the pictures had dropped. And that's when she tweeted, I have hair in my mouth, and that's when she tweeted, wow, in caps. Wow, indeed. Let's look at the photos again. Dude, what? Also, his wife is hot as shit. Liberty Ross is fucking beautiful. Liberty, you can ring this Liberty Bell whenever you... Well, hold on. I'm engaged to be married, but let's look at a picture of her. She's in the blue. Oh, you didn't know? That she's also in the movie where Kristen Stewart was leading? You didn't know? That while they must have been flirting and having a thing and meeting eyes and having eyesies, that Liberty Ross was part of the cast? She played Kristen Stewart's mom. She also posted this to Instagram. Just wait. Don't you love Instagram's old format? Liberty Ross, not so pretty or so pure after all. With a picture of Snow White. Her and Rupert eventually go to couples counseling, and they're seen hugging, embracing at one point, but they eventually divorced because friends and people around Liberty were like, she's not someone that could just let that go. Who the fuck could? Who the fuck? Duh. But fret not, she has remarried and the wedding is fabulous. She looks stunning. Oh, who's he? He's just the co-founder of Interscope Records and Beats. The headphones, Beats. Small little companies. Have you heard of them? I think Britney was first signed to Interscope Records. So he's family. Oh, I think it was Jive. Anyway, free Britney. Let's keep going. July 25th, Kristen Stewart releases an apology to the public, because obviously the public is like, what the fuck? No. What? The apology reads, this momentary indiscretion has jeopardized the most important thing in my life, the person I love and respect the most, Rob. I love him. I'm so sorry. And you know what? Usually these statements sound so construed and sewn together by publicists. I love him. I'm so sorry. You know what? Let's get into another part. Hold on. Oh, buongiorno. You have made it to part 6. Let us begin. So fans took it really, really well. They understood that people make mistakes. They were like, it's totally fine. Let's leave her alone.
Kristen's released a statement admitting to it and saying that she actually did cheat on him. And saying that she's sorry, that makes it okay. Why? Why would you cheat on Robert Pattinson? What's the point of that? What do you stand to achieve by cheating on Robert Pattinson? You wouldn't walk into a shop and ask the sales assistant, hey, when was the last time you crapped? You leave them alone. You fucking leave them alone.
All right, I definitely would.
Everybody else pretty much minded their business. Robert Pattinson should not take back Kristen Stewart. She cheated on him like a dog and will do it again. Just watch. He can do much better. Oh! But yeah, the world absolutely was furious with Kristen Stewart. I was furious with Kristen Stewart. How old was I? None of your business. I could vote, but I was still mad. I feel like people fuck up. I think she fucked up. I think she really, really fucked up. I don't think that we will ever understand the pressure and the scrutiny. And I'm trying to empathize with her because they seem happy now. They seem much. I don't know about Rob, but Kristen, she's doing so much better. I like her new hair. Anyway, July 26th, obviously the day after the apology, paparazzi are just like hounding her, and reports come in from her friends and all these people, close sources. You already know the deal, that she's very depressed. Okay, no shit. Reese Witherspoon co-starred in Water for Elephants with Robert Pattinson, and reportedly she offered up her home for him to hide away in during the paparazzi Franza. She has a house in Ojai. She has a house in California and a beautiful property apparently. But they stay together. They make it work. They stay together for quite some time. And they're together to this day. Just kidding. You know what happens. May 2013, Robert is seen leaving Kristen Stewart's house with all of his stuff and 3 dogs. That part would fucking kill me. You're gonna take the pups? You're gonna take the pups. Okay, another thing that I thought was pretty cruel of us, the public. Yo. It's not right. It's not right and it's not okay.
Bella! Where the hell have you been, Luca?
So they break the fuck up, okay? They break up. It's over. Reportedly, Robert just can't seem to get a grip on trusting her. I mean, hello? She would put on her running sneakers and I'd be like, whore. You know what I mean? I don't mean it. After the breakup, Kristen Stewart starts to openly date women, and I mean, we remember, who's that first woman that she dated? The VS model that Miley Cyrus also dated, Stella. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Beautiful. She looks like a doll. Stella? I don't know if that's right, because my friends also have a dog named Stella. And I don't know if I'm mixing them up. They're both beautiful. When asked about her sexuality, Kristen Stewart says, the whole thing with my sexuality is that it's so gray. She continues, I'm not trying to acknowledge that fluidity and that grayness that has always existed. Which is high-key a gorgeous thing to say. Like, where does she... Is that a Rupi Kapoor? Kelly Kapoor from The Office. Is that a Rumi quote? But I'm going to say this. I think Kristen Stewart sounds like an interesting person. I would definitely touch mouths with her. She's beautiful. She's talented. She got a lot of flack for this, but people fuck up. What I will say, though, for both Rupert Sanders and Kristen Stewart is the first time you catch them is not the first time they do it. So I don't know, for a celebrity who was photographed as much as she was during this time, to go out into the open and openly cheat on her very famous boyfriend within their very famous public relationship, that to me sounds like sabotage. I think maybe she knew that she needed to explore a little bit. I'm talking like I know the bitch. I've never had the pleasure or the honor of meeting Miss K. Stu. But it definitely sounds like to me that maybe, she was very settled and maybe she wasn't ready to be so settled. She's an Aries. Hello. But they did see each other recently. I saw on the news, I Googled, that it was Lily Rose Depp's birthday. Who's she dating now? Vanessa Hudgens' ex of 3,000 years, Austin Butler. That's who she's dating now. She was seen doing smooches. Okay, anyway, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson saw each other at this birthday party, and apparently they were smoking outside for a while and looked like they were having a very serious conversation. So they're obviously friends. I love that for them. I really do. Okay, I'm just going to leave it with this because I have to wash my hair. I have to wash my hair. You could fry an egg. You could fry an egg on this hair, you know? Jesus Christ. So, one of my friends, if you watch the Tefi show on YouTube, you know this story. Or do you? I hope you do. I didn't burp, you burped. I've never burped in my life. Indigestion? What? One of my friends is in LA with another friend, and they go to a bar, and one of them is like, oh my God, I matched with one of those dudes at the bar. On Raya. Do I know any English words? Let's go talk to them. So my friend is like, yeah, let's go. They go up to this guy who's with one of his friends, and my friend realizes, talking to this guy's buddy, that his buddy is Robert Pattinson. And they're in, you guessed it, LA. Los Angeles. Also known as LA. They're in, right? So she's trying to make small talk, and he's like, where are you from? And she's like, where the fuck you want me to be from? She's like, I live in Brooklyn or whatever. And he's like, and she's like, what about you? And he's like, oh, well, I'm English. And she's like, you don't say. And he's like, yeah, but I live. And he starts pointing and describing where he lives. Like, oh yeah, well, I live, like, actually, if you make it right here and there, and then, like, you take a left and pass that house, and that house with the gate, like, that's where I live. My friend was talking to me, she's like, Tefi, I could have been a murderer. And this man was just, like, telling me, like, the most normal. And she was like, oh, cool. She's like, he's so lucky I'm, like, a normal person. But he was just, like, so almost, like, unaware of, like, that he was telling me where he lives. His residence. And I've been reading the comments. She didn't mention that he was stinky. In fact, she said she didn't comment on that at all. So I'm guessing normal smells. But now we know, according to recent news, that celebrities are, when they see a bath, they go like a cat. Here's some soap and water, Jake Gyllenhaal. So we know that now. But I don't know. Sounds like a cool dude. I'm down with Robert Pattinson. Bobby P. BP, you know, the bop.